So thank you for the invitation to give a talk in this symposium. That was a work joint with Felipe Alvarez and Rafael Correa about the Bregman matrix. It will be in two parts, the talk. The first, it's about some characterization of the Bregman matrix and to obtain that the induced proximal distance for a proximal distance is Bregman. And in second part is just an illustration with the convergence result. Thus, quickly to introduce the proximal algorithm, if we consider an optimization problem in finite dimension, which consists to minimize the function f of u, with u belongs to Rn. Proximal algorithm consists in to construct a sequence uk with uk plus 1, which is the solution of this optimization problem. If there is some constraint, here the proximal algorithm becomes to solve this optimization problem with a d here, with d is the proximal distance associated to the open convex set C. That means in general C will always be an open convex set. Thus, what is the proximal distance? The proximal distance is a function defined here. I can define it on product of Banach space. That it is associated to an open convex set C. That means for all y belongs to C, this function must be a proper lower semi-continu and convex with respect to its first variable. Here, the objective is that the domain of the function d with respect to the first variable is included in the clausure of C, but in contains C, and the domain of the subdifferential is equal to C. Moreover, it is a level bounded, and it satisfies that on the diagonal equal to 0. Moreover, it is a positive function. Actually, it is like a metric like. It is like a distance like. Thus, the property P1, P3 actually is to ensure that all the iterates exist. P2 is to ensure that the iterate belongs to the interior of C, but that is of C, which is an open set. And the P4 is to obtain that if we have a fixed point, we obtain a solution. For example, some example very easy, like no constraint optimization, that is a proximal distance. Very well known and used, for example, in statistics, probabilities, Kullback-Leibel relative entropy. On convex programming also we can define a proximal distance like this. Thus I introduce what is the induced proximal distance. The induced proximal distance is a tool to study the convergence of the proximal algorithm. It is a function, a positive, a non-negative function, which satisfies that on the diagonal it is equal to 0 and satisfies this inequality. The objective of this inequality is to know at each step how much we decrease during the algorithm. To explain this quickly, the proximal algorithm consists and minimizes lambda k f of x plus d of x and u k minus 1. That gives the solution which is uk. That means we have lambda k, the gradient of uk, or the differential in infinite dimension, plus the gradient here, uk minus 1 equal to 0. And after, we can have an estimation of the decreasing of this algorithm when we write like this, lambda k fuk minus x is a random point, that is equal to minus this, that gives this quantity. X no. And here we can use this inequality there to obtain that it is equal to h of x and uk minus 1 minus h of x and uk, and that is greater than lambda k because f is supposed to be convex, f uk minus f of x. That means if x belongs to the argmin of f on C bar, we obtain that the quantity here is non-negative, thus we obtain that h of x and uk is less than h of x and uk minus less than. But we can find another point of x that give an information about the decreasing of about the convergence of the algorithm. That is used. Thus, f of c are the couple such that d is the proximal distance and h is the induced proximal distance to d. Moreover, there is an additional definition, f of c bar. F of c bar is when h is finite valued on c bar times c. In the initial definition is just on c times c. And moreover, the above inequality is satisfied for all c belongs to c bar. What is necessary here, if we consider, for example, c is in the argmin, because the argmin can't be in the closure of c, while the iterates are not in the closure, are in c. Thus, thanks to this, for example, there is a very well-known convergence result of a center table in 2006, which they consider thus the algorithm in case where f is not necessarily differentiable, which consists to find a gk belongs to the epsilon k subdifferential of f at xk, such that this inequality holds. Thus, they obtain that if the sum of lambda k is infinite, if the sum of epsilon k is finite and sum of lambda k epsilon k is finite also, thus the sequence is k generated by the algorithm has the limit, and the limit is an optimal solution of this problem. D and H belongs to f plus of C, like C bar, like is here. If we have this, and moreover we have some other property which reinforce the distance like of H, means that if limit of y of k equal to 0 means that limit of y of k equal to y, and moreover if y of k tends to y, thus h of y of k tends to 0. In general, the second property is more complicated to obtain, more than the first, because here it is supposed that the domain of H is t times c. It can be greater, but we know by assumption that it's t times c. And if y is not in C, y of k will go out from C. Thus, it is a problem because it is going out from the domain. Thus, what we wanted to do is the following: is that when we see this algorithm, we can see that H is not in this algorithm, but H, the property of H is very important in order to ensure the convergence of the algorithm. Thus, we make a study of the relation between D and H, actually. Thus, one of the properties, the uniqueness of H, actually, that is for all D given, we have a unique H, satisfy this property. And the H, moreover, is given by this integral. This integral is nothing more than the integration of this equality above, and using the fact that H of xx equal to 0. That's proof that we have a unique H which satisfies this property of regularity. After this, we have introduced the Bregman. I introduced the Bregman distance. That is, the Bregman distance are defined like the difference between for a convex function h between the value of h and the value of the affine approximation. During the 19th and after 2000, there are many authors have studied the convergence of the proximal algorithm with a Bregman distance, Bregman proximal distance, for the optimization problem, also for variational inequalities. The Bregman distance satisfies very good properties. For example, the Bregman distance satisfies the free-point identity. And the free-point identity implies that it is a self-proximal distance. The following slide is about the characterization of the Bregman distance for a function to know if a function can be written on this form. Thus, what we obtain is that we give a function two variables, defined value of R plus union plus infinity, satisfies the C times C is included in the domain of F for all x on C, f of x of x equal to 0, and moreover, f is C1 of the C times C, and f is C2 and C with respect to its first variable. Thus, f is a Bregman metric if and only if we have this equality. The necessary condition is very easy to obtain. It's just to have compute this gradient here, and we obtain directly this equality here. The converse use some tools of integration. That means we look for a candidate to be H, which is this, and after, thanks to this and to some calculus, we can obtain the equality of the gradient between dH and F. One consequence of this result is, for example, that proximal distance is self-induced in the sense that it is in own proximal induced distance if and only if is a Bregman distance. It was known that all Bregman distances are self-induced, but we have also the converse. Another property now is about the induced proximal distance. That is, let's H an induced proximal distance to a distance D. And suppose that D satisfies a strong property of regularity. That means that D is C4 on C times C. Thus, we can obtain that D is that is H, the induced proximal distance, is also a Bregman metric. That means this inequality plus this property of regularity implies we have the proof of this theorem was based on the characterization on the Bregman distance, and moreover, it was based on the integral formula of H in order to have an estimation of the Hessian of H using the derivative of a parametric, the derivation of parametric integral. We can observe also that the convexity of H, because when we have this, we have the existence of a small h, but the small h is convex. It's important to see that in the definition of the induced proximal distance, capital H is not convex with the first variable, with respect to the first variable. But we can ensure that it is convex. That is a consequence of the fact that H is a non-negative function. After this, I will give some just an illustration of an application of the fact that capital H is a Bregman proximal distance. with a result about to obtain a property about H just from some assumption about D, the proximal distance, the initial proximal distance. That we suppose that D and H is the induced proximal distance to D. We suppose about D some strong assumption, but an assumption only on the diagonal. We suppose that the Hessian on the diagonal XX is given by a diagonal matrix with separable term. Moreover, that is a very strong assumption, and it could be good to have a weaker assumption. The second property is that we suppose that on the diagonal, the Hessian matrix is positive défini, is coercive, moreover. And we suppose also that we have some property of control of the value of the Hessian matrix. That is, I explain. As a definition of the proximal distance, the subdifferential, thus the Hessian, the domain is C, which is an open set. And here I take a X which is on the closure of C. That means this quantity here, when T tends to 0, this quantity, if X is not in C, will go out from C. And that means this quantity probably may explode. But it will explode not too fast, because we have here a control of the explosion of this quantity. I recall what is the definition of dH belongs to F plus of C bar. It is on F plus of C bar if the domain, if H is a finite value on C bar times C. If we have this inequality, we are satisfied for all C belongs to C bar. And moreover, we have the 3 and 4 properties. I will present the proof of this result. What is important to know before beginning the proof, that is, by assumption, H is induced proximal distance to D. That means, for example, that is true for C times C here. So we have to pass at C bar. Here, this inequality is true for all C belongs to capital C, but not for C bar. And 3 and 4, there is no information about 3 or 4, just with the assumption that H is induced proximal distance to D. Thus, I begin the proof. As we have seen in a previous slide, capital H is a Bregman Bregman function. That capital H can be written as h of x minus h of y plus gradient h of y x minus y. With h of x, we have an estimation with the integral formula of previous slide. Moreover, here we have this estimation by assumption. Thanks to this estimation, here it is possible to have a domination of this quantity and to apply a theorem of continuity of parametric integral. We obtain finally that capital H can be capital H have a domain which is included in C bar times contains C bar times C, and moreover capital H is continuous on C bar times C. That the continuity and the assumption on the domain show us that the two first properties are satisfied, because before it was satisfied for capital C. Now it's thanks to the continuity, so inequality is true when C times on C bar, capital C bar. After this, the assumption about the definite positiveness of the Hessian of the distance gives that x of y is greater than sigma over 2 norm y minus x squared. By continuity, this inequality is true for C bar times C, on C bar times C. Thus, we obtain, thanks to this, the free. Because if this quantity tends to 0, with y in C bar and yk on C, we have this term here tends to 0, thus this term here also tends to 0. Finally, what is just what is falling? Now we have to prove the force. The force is the more complicated. Is to prove the force that we have the first assumption, which is very strong. Thus, for the force, we have a y in C bar and a sequence yk on C, such that yk tends to C. We will show that h of y of k tends to 0. H of y of k is equal to h of y minus h of yk plus gradient h of yk y minus yk by continuity of h on C bar, which I've proved in the previous slide. This quantity tends to 0. Thus, we have just to prove that this quantity tends to 0. That is a very delicate point, because what happens is that when y is not in C, this gradient h of y of k can explode, because we going out from the domain of the subdifferential. Thus, it is not guaranteed that the quantity tends to 0. What we do is that, thanks to this assumption, h of x can be written like a sum of hi of xi. Thus, we have just to prove that for all I, xi prime, in this case, hi is a real function from R to R and convex, moreover, because h is convex. Thus, we just to estimate these limits. The first we can see, the technique used is to show that all subsequence of this sequence has a subsequence converging to 0. We know that if all subsequence of a sequence have a subsequence we converge to the same quantity, we have the convergence of all the limits of all the sequence. First of all, what we have is we know that by convex, I forgot to put I here, it's always h prime of I. H prime of I is h of I is a convex function, that this quantity is less than this, and this tends to 0. Thus, the lim sup of this quantity is less than 0. Now, what is missing is to show that this property is always true for all subsequence, because if the lim sup is less than 0, that means all the subsequence will converge to a quantity which is less than 0. Thus, this property is always true for all the subsequence of this sequence. Now, I take a subsequence of the sequence, and I distinguish three cases. The first case is if there exists a subsequence of h prime of xi k l, which is bounded. In this case, taking this subsequence which is bounding, this quantity here tends to 0. So in this case, we have no problem. We have the second case, where there is no subsequence of hi of akl which is bounded. But we have a subsequence such that the limit equal to minus infinity. If the limit is equal to minus infinity, the function h prime is increasing, because hi is increasing, because it is a convex function. That there is a subsequence which is decreasing. If it is decreasing and moreover this sequence tends to yi, means that this quantity is always non-positive, because this quantity is decreasing down to yi, thus is greater than yi for all p large enough. Thus, this quantity will be non-negative, because the limit here is less infinity. But we have proved before that the lim sup of this quantity is non-positive, and moreover, this quantity is non-negative for p large enough. That means that the limit is equal to 0. And if there is no subsequence bounded and no subsequence such that the limit is equal to minus infinity, then all this quantity will tend to plus infinity. And we prove the result by the same way than in case 2, which is the same. Thus, we obtain the result because we have obtained that finally we obtain that this quantity here tends to 0 for all I, which proves that this quantity here tends to 0. Thus, we have the property for.
I'm sorry, Matteo. You don't have much time now. Perhaps you could skip the proofs.
Yes.
Proceed to the conclusion part. Thank you.
Okay. Finally, we can have some result of the interior point algorithm just on assumption of D. That is, D will satisfy the same assumption that the previous proposition. And this assumption, to have a very simple example where the assumption on D are satisfied, we can consider, for example, a phi divergence proximal distance. In this case, we can all the assumptions were in the Hessian, but on the diagonal. The Hessian of a phi divergence distance is given by this quantity, and we can verify that this quantity satisfies all the assumptions of the convergence theorem. Now, a future work about this could be to try to apply this result on variational inequalities. Proximal algorithm for variational inequalities can be in an Hilbert space. Because the result of the characterization of the Bregman distance are true in Banach space. There is no restriction on the space. After the last result here were for infinite dimension, but that was just an illustration. After we can apply in larger case. Some references, Oslanter Teboul, Alfredo Usualem, and Vich who have worked on the variational equalities in Hilbert space. That's a work with the generalized Bregman function. And also it is another article for the proximal point algorithm for the Bregman function. Thank you for your attention.
Any questions?